Notes?
No, no.
Wow.
Why you go over recording?
It's okay.
Automobiles are the most common form of transportation used on the planet today. Ward's Auto in 2010 released a report that stated there's over 1 billion registered automobiles on the planet today. People use their automobiles for everything from going to work or going to the grocery store or just to get out of town for a little bit. Hundreds of millions of people every year use their vehicles, and most of them have no clue what process goes into creating them. It's not an easy process. First, the vehicle body starts in the stamping shop. In the stamping shop, rolls of steel are cut and measured to form specific parts. The steel is then sent into the pressing machine. The pressing machine stamps the shape of the part desired into the metal and removes the excess. The parts then move on to the welding stage. In welding, workers use various techniques to mend these pieces together, including riveting and welding. Many manufacturers also have an automated spot welding system. Any work done here is inspected and upon approval is moved to the factory's paint facilities. Toyota Motor Corporation uses 4 coats of paint on any new vehicle they produce: a primer, a surfacer, a top coat, and a clear coat. To apply the primer, you dip the vehicle into a pool of paint with electricity passing through it. This helps to prevent rust, as well as provides the base layer of paint for the automobile. The surfacer is the second layer of paint added. The surfacer is a gray color. It is evenly distributed by automated robotic arms. The top coat is the third coat, which is the final color of the car. This coat is added the same way as the surfacer, evenly distributed with automatic robotic arms. Now that the body is complete and the car is painted, it's time to move on to assembly. The car is now a shell, a painted shell, and from here on, the rest of the car will be assembled. Many manufacturers, such as Toyota Motor Corporation and BMW Group, manufacture many of their own parts. The process Toyota Motor Corporation uses is described in 3 steps: casting, forging, and machining. In casting, metals such as steel and aluminum are molten and set into molds. When the molds cool, parts are formed. To do forging, heated metals are sent into a machine. The machine bends and shapes the metals into the desired piece. These pieces and parts are then sent to the machining process. In the machining process, all cast and forged parts are sent through a machine that removes excess metals and polishes up the parts. All machines that come off the assembly line have to go to quality for inspection now. Once vehicles are in quality, they are tested with a final test. They're checked up on all throughout the process. Manufacturers want to make sure that they have the least amount of defective products as possible. But for their final test, manufacturers use their professionals' senses and computer programs to ensure that the car is of the highest level of quality. Once this is done, the car is then ready to be moved to dealers. And the life cycle of the car is done involving the manufacturer at least. Manufacturing a car is no small feat. Toyota Motor Corporation states that as many as 30,000 pieces can go into just one vehicle. And all these pieces are applied on a course that runs from the stamping shop to the assembly conveyor line. Automobiles, they're a huge part of everyday life. You look at the numbers and it's around 1/7 to 1/6 of the entire world's population that has a car. Every one of you here today watching this speech made it here in an automobile. And you all go home in an automobile. Given how integrated vehicles are into our everyday life, it's just an interesting thing to know a little bit about how they're produced.